The Bible is filled with captivating stories of faith, struggle, and redemption. One such story is that of Ishmael, often overshadowed yet deeply profound. Ishmael's life, though marked by hardship, reveals God's unwavering love and faithfulness, even in the face of human weakness and despair. His story echoes through time, offering valuable lessons for our own journeys of faith. Ishmael was the son of Abraham, revered as the father of faith, and Hagar, Sarah's Egyptian maidservant. His birth was a mix of human longing and divine intervention, a testament to God's power to work through unexpected circumstances. Though often overlooked, Ishmael holds a significant place in God's grand narrative, his life interwoven with themes of covenant rejection and ultimately divine blessing. To understand Ishmael's story, we must first revisit God's covenant with Abraham. God promised Abraham countless descendants, a nation born from his lineage, and a land flowing with milk and honey. This promise was a beacon of hope, a testament to God's faithfulness. However, years passed, and Sarah, Abraham's wife, remained childless. Doubt crept in, a human reaction to a situation that seemed impossible. The weight of God's promise, coupled with the biological reality of their old age, pushed Sarah to suggest a solution rooted in human understanding rather than divine timing. She offered Hagar, her maidservant, to Abraham to bear a child. This decision, though understandable in the context of human longing, would have far-reaching consequences, setting in motion a chain of events that shaped Ishmael's destiny. Hagar, a woman of humble origins, found herself caught between the desires of her mistress and the will of God. She conceived and bore Ishmael, a son for Abraham. His name, meaning God hears, served as a constant reminder of God's awareness of human suffering and his intervention in moments of despair. Ishmael's birth, though bringing joy to Abraham, created a rift in the household. The dynamics of power shifted and tensions arose between Sarah and Hagar. The promise, intended to be a source of unity, became a catalyst for jealousy and conflict, highlighting the complexities of human relationships when tested by circumstance. Sarah, witnessing Ishmael's growth and fearing he would inherit the promise meant for her own son, grew bitter towards Hagar and the child. The once harmonious household became a place of tension and resentment. Sarah's pain, though understandable, led her to mistreat Hagar, who fled into the wilderness desperate and alone. This heart-wrenching scene paints a vivid picture of human frailty and the destructive nature of envy. It reminds us that even those deeply loved by God are capable of inflicting pain when driven by fear and insecurity. This conflict, born from a desire for God's blessing, ultimately brought about pain and separation. Section 5. Exile and Despair. The wilderness, a symbol of isolation and hardship, became the backdrop of God's compassion and faithfulness. Hagar, overwhelmed with despair, cried out to God, her pleas echoing through the desolate landscape. In that moment of utter vulnerability, God heard her and saw her suffering. God, in his infinite mercy, sent an angel to comfort Hagar and assure her of his continued presence. He promised to make Ishmael a great nation, acknowledging him as Abraham's son. This divine intervention, occurring in the depths of despair, serves as a powerful reminder that God is present even in our darkest moments, offering hope and a future when all seems lost. Section 6. A covenant remembered. God's covenant with Abraham, though tested by human choices, remained steadfast. Ishmael, despite being born outside of the traditional lineage, was included in God's plan. He was not forgotten or forsaken. God, in his infinite wisdom, saw beyond human limitations and societal norms, honoring the covenant he made with Abraham. Ishmael, raised in the wilderness, grew into a skilled hunter and a survivor. He embodied resilience and strength, traits forged in the crucible of hardship. His life, though different from the path laid out for Isaac, held its own significance, fulfilling God's promise to Hagar. Section 7. The two sons, earthly and divine. The stories of Ishmael and Isaac, often portrayed as a dichotomy, offer a profound reflection on God's multifaceted nature. Isaac, born miraculously to Sarah in her old age, represents the fulfillment of God's promise through supernatural means. He embodies the divine intervention, the impossible made possible. Ishmael, on the other hand, represents the fulfillment of God's promise through natural means. He embodies human resilience, the ability to overcome adversity and thrive in challenging circumstances. Both sons, though born from different mothers and circumstances, are acknowledged as Abraham's sons, heirs to the covenant and recipients of God's blessing. Section 8, Allegory of Two Covenants. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Galatians, uses the story of Ishmael and Isaac as an allegory to explain the relationship between the law and grace. He compares Hagar to the covenant of the law, bound by rules and regulations, while Sarah represents the covenant of grace, based on faith and God's unconditional love. This allegory highlights the transformative power of God's grace, which extends beyond human limitations and societal norms. It reminds us that salvation is not earned through our efforts, but received as a free gift through faith in Jesus Christ. Section 9. Grace Beyond Measure. The story of Ishmael, often overshadowed by the more prominent narrative of Isaac, speaks volumes about the boundless nature of God's grace. Ishmael, though born outside the traditional lineage of the covenant, was not excluded from God's love and provision. He received a divine promise, a testament to God's faithfulness to His word and His compassion for all His children. This message resonates deeply in a world often defined by divisions and exclusions. It reminds us that God's love transcends human boundaries and cultural norms. It is a love that welcomes the outcast, embraces the marginalized, and offers hope to those who feel forgotten or forsaken. The story of Ishmael, though ancient, carries a timeless message of hope and redemption. It encourages us to look beyond societal labels and recognize the inherent dignity and worth bestowed upon every human being. It challenges us to confront our own prejudices and embrace the transformative power of God's all-encompassing love. As we reflect on Ishmael's journey, let us be reminded that God sees our struggles, hears our cries, and remains faithful to His promises. He is a God of second chances, offering grace and redemption to all who seek Him, regardless of their past or present circumstances. May Ishmael's story inspire us to live lives marked by compassion, forgiveness, and an unwavering belief in the boundless nature of God's love.